Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're just going to go and have a look at Vox Edit, which is a software provided by the Sandbox, so you can create your own assets for a game called Game Maker, where you can create your own games. Now this is a very basic tutorial just to get everybody that's interested in creating assets for the Game Maker to be able to get to grips with the Vox Edit interface. So starting off, the Game Maker can be downloaded from the Sandbox website. It's sandbox.game. You just come over here, you can sign up if you want, register, and then you can download the software here. And then the Vox Edit software, you just click on this tab here, and then you can download the Vox Editor, and that allows you to create your own assets. Pretty much anything you want. The only limit really is your imagination. So I've been using the software for about 2.5 weeks, I'd say now. I've had it installed probably a long time, 7 or 8 months, but I've never got around to using it. So we're just going to crack on and go in, and I'll show you exactly how to create a simple asset for your Game Maker or your game, or if you want to put it on the marketplace for other people to use. Okay, so there's 2 ways you can go about it. You can go into the modeler, or you can go into the animator. Now I prefer to go into the animator because even if you're not doing animations, it's easier in here to edit your items rather than jumping from one to the other, because it takes some loading time between the 2 things. So go into animator, you want to create a new asset, and actually let's go back. What I'm going to do first is open up a template first, so don't you guys worry about template. I just want to point something out first. You just want to save that in your, I'm just going to call it anything for now. Just want to go over one thing first. So you just wait for that to save. Okay, so what I wanted to point out is the size of your work area. So for this example, I'm just going to use the head as a template for the example. Just give you a rough idea of the size here. I'm just going to click on edit. Now this is the edit area, or otherwise known as the modeling area, where you can build a model. Now pay attention to the size. So the head is in a box. As you can see, the box size is 24 by 24 by 24. That's 24 of these voxels, or boxes if you want to call them that, make it easier. So it's 24 across by 24 across by 24 across, 24 down. Okay, now the actual size of the head here isn't 24, 24, 24. So how to measure the size of the head? You just click on this little button up here, and it will trim the volume right down to match everything. So the ears, the head, the neck, everything is all included. And you can see now the size has changed. It's gone from a width of 14 to a height of 20 and a depth of 14 as well. All right, so 14 across, 20 from bottom to top, top to bottom, and 14 across from the side as well. Okay, so that's how you gauge the size. It's better to understand the size of the box, or the area you're working in, and how many voxels you're working with. The head's an easy way to understand the size of something, because when you see it in game, you know the size of the avatar's head. It's an average in-game character size. Okay, so if you're going to make anything smaller than the head, you can go ahead and you know that it's going to be less than 14, 20, 14 if it's going to be smaller than the head. All right, and if it's what you want something bigger than the head, just bear these numbers in mind: 24, 24, 24. Okay, so I'm just going to come out of that now for now. I'm not going to save anything. Go back home and start fresh. So as I say, go back to animators. This is where you want to start, and then you want to click create a new asset. So decide where you want to save it on your PC. For me, I've got a folder, and for this example we're just going to build a small box, a flower pot or something. Okay, so let's go into flower pot and just name this one Flora. I'm going to name it Flora for now, just to save it. And now you see there's nothing on the screen. So next thing you want to do is click up here, and you want to create a child node, and we're just going to call that Flora. as well. And now you see it's created here. Okay, now bring your mouse over here and click on these little 3 lines up here, and you want to select new VXM. So it's a new Vox model, and we're just going to call that pot. So it's flower pot. Okay, now we have our space, and you can see now we're automatically given dimensions of 32, 32, 32 voxels. Okay, so now we know I'm building a flower pot. We already established the size of an avatar's head, and we know that a flower pot is considerably, well, most of the time it's considerably smaller than a head, but we are going to work with the size of the head for the flower pot. Okay, so we know that the size of the head was 14 by 20 by 14. Okay, that's the size of your avatar's head. So we're going to work with building a flower pot that's this big, so it's kind of a tall one. Alright, now to start off, a good way is to divide your canvas, as I call it, into either halves or quarters. So now you can see it's divided. Okay, now if you don't want the frame on, just down here you click the frame, turn the frame on and the floor. If you don't want any of it on, I think it's handy to leave the floor on. I can turn the frame off, that's no problem. And then for movement, use the the right mouse button, just click and hold, and it'll give you the ability to rotate the screen how you want, up, down, left and around, like this, nice and soft. Because you can get carried away and start zooming in and stuff with your mouse, and it's clicking all over the place, and before you know it, you're getting lost. And then if you hold the Alt key on your keyboard, and then don't press any button on the mouse, and then just move your mouse around, you can move the object around. Okay, it'll stay in one spot, in one position, but you can move it around the screen. Okay, but it stays on the one axis. All right, and then the right mouse button moves it again. Now if you press and hold Alt again, and then the left hand mouse button, you can move your object from left to right and up and down, okay, in a straight line. Right, so there you go. Now you've got grips with the movement of your box or your area, your work area. Okay, so now let's start on the flower pot. So the first thing you want to do here is make sure that you're selected on blocks or voxels, whichever you want to call it. It's called create mode here, and I like to call it the box. And then make sure your pen tool is selected, and then choose your color. For this example, we're just going to go with this light blue color here, and then you don't need to worry about painting up here and stuff like that. You just drop your boxes down in one corner here, and it'll be filled out in the rest of the area. So you can see how it works. It just makes it working with space a lot quicker. You don't have to worry about one side and then the other side. You keep it all uniform. So we're just going to bring this out the same all the way around. I'll just keep the edge bit there for now. And we'll just, actually I'm going to build up. Now to build up the area, instead of just drawing boxes in like this all the time, it's going to take a lot of time up. What you want to do is select this one. This is the face tool, and this will pick up on any face that's facing you. So example here, we just click now, and you can see it jump up. It jumps up one box at a time, and the more you click it, the more it jumps. Easy as that to make a box. So we're just going to come up a bit more. And now I'm just going to go back to the pen tool and just put an edge in around the area like this. And again, go up one. And again. And there we go, we've got the makings of a flower pot now. If you want to, you can make it deeper. So again, select the face tool, and now you just want to bring up the edge bit. So As you can see, you click it once and it jumps up a whole voxel. And there you go. Now you've got a flower pot. It's nice and deep. And if you want to, you can bring up the floor of it as well. You don't really need, unless you're going to be putting flowers or something deep inside it, you don't really need this. You can disguise it with paint. That's the next move. Okay, so now we have it made. The next stage is to paint it. So for this instance, you don't have to keep the mirrors on. You can if you want to make it uniform. So when you paint on one side, the exact same thing will appear on the other side. So for this instance, we're just going to keep one side mirrored. So when I paint on this side here, the same thing will appear on the other side. So now you select the paint palette here. You also want to select the brush tool again, or the pen tool, whichever you want to call it. I like to call it the brush. And go ahead and choose yourself a nice color. For this one, I'm going to use pink and turn it dark red. And then I'm just going to start painting a couple of little areas here. And when I turn it around, you see the same design on the other side. Okay, so let's just make a little pattern. On one side like that, and let's just, if I can, like that. Stay in line. Yeah. Alright, now you see the same on the other side. Alright, so you've decorated now your pot on one side, and if you wanted to now you can just add some more detail. This is what I like to do. So go ahead and select another colour. Alright, if you select a colour close to the same colour as the pot, so let's just go and choose that purple, and then okay, then we want a colour similar to it. Now if I click up here now, it's going to change the whole pot colour, watch, see? So we go back to the original colour, select the lighter blue, and then look for that colour again that we just had, and try and match it just a little bit, just add some little detail in. You don't have to go mad with this, it's up to you. And again, you can see it mirroring on the other side. Okay, we're not going to go too mad with this colour. Okay, so it kind of looks at a pattern as well. So we can turn this off now and just put some random, in fact we're just going to go in with a whole different colour now. And just put some random colours all over the place. You can make little boxes, do whatever you want, it's up to you. There is no set patterns or anything like that, it's up to you. Make exactly what you want. If you just hold the Alt key, so if you ever kind of get stuck and you're zoomed in and your mouse is all over the place, or you're right like this and you can't get to the right place, just hold the Alt key down, and then you can move your asset around, and then use the mouse wheel to scroll backwards or forwards, and you can zoom in and out. Okay, there you go, and keep the Alt key held down. You can move it around, and now the right mouse button will put everything back in place. All right, and move it nice and slowly. So up here I'm just going to put some dirt, and actually I'm gonna just paint. No, we're not. I'm just going to add a load of random dirt in here. Let's go with brown again, make it a bit darker. This is just a decoration for the for your game maker or for your game. You can put the pot outside your house on a shelf, something like that in your house, or I don't know, make a whole row of them. Do whatever it is you need. And then let's just put some green in there as well, just to break up the colour. Doesn't really matter, I'm just trying to fill in all the blue areas. And again, just go for another shade of green. Oops. If you make a mistake, press Ctrl and Z and it will take you back a step. If you go ahead 2 or 3 steps, just press Ctrl and Z, however many steps you made a mistake, and then it'll take you back. Okay, there we go. So we have the pot made and we got some soil or weeds, whatever it is it looks like in there. So now, once you're happy, you just want to click up here and go to return. And it'll ask you to, will you save changes to wherever you named it? Click yes. And now you see it's still not here. It's not down on our desk. So we need to grab the pot, which is here now, and drag it into Flora, or whatever you've named your skeleton root here. Okay, and now you have it. So if you wanted to animate it, you could. You just go ahead and do that. But yeah, we're done. We're done here. So now that if you were to save it, let's go back. I just wanted to make sure that I'm going to crop it into the product itself. So always use this one. You don't have to, but sometimes it makes it easier for you to actually get the right size. So the size of flower pot you're going to actually have in game would probably look like this size. Yeah, that's what we went for. So we'll soon find out. I'm just going to bring it in anyway. I'm just going to show you how to do that. Wait. Have we done everything? Because you want to make sure. There was something else to do. Oh yeah, it's that one, isn't it? I think you have to make sure that this is right back at the wall here to keep it centered. So 0.0. It's on the floor. Okay. It's 14 across, so just like 7. There we go, 7. And there we go, it's all centered now. Okay, now we go back. Save it once again, and there you go. We got it square now. Okay, so once you're happy and you're done with the pot, you're not going to add any more flowers or anything like that. You're done. You're happy with the decoration. You can go ahead and save it now. So you go up here, you click File, and then Save As, and then you save it as a VXR. But we've already saved it. You know that already. It's going to ask you to overwrite it. And now, if you want to export it, you just click up here. Scroll to export and click on export to marketplace. Now this only works, you choose the picture you want. I always go for this one. This only works once you've got an account on the Sandbox Maker, onto the Sandbox website. So once you click export, watch, just wait for it, don't think it's crashed or anything like that, and then what happens is the Sandbox will open up. If you're logged in, it will log you in. If you're not, it will ask you to log in. And now you're going to click New Asset, and there you go. You can see the box briefly. It usually does show the display here. I think the website's got a few issues at the moment. Okay, and we're just going to put flower pot small. and just give it a description. Ideal window display flower pot. And it doesn't have any behaviors, so it's not anything like this. It's not a fighter or anything like this. It's not an avatar. No behaviors. Click continue. Decide what kind of item it is. So I'm going to put it's furniture. It's to do with, call it stone one, because it is kind of made out of, well, I think it's made out of stone. And we choose plant and just give it theme. Sandbox will do. Click continue, and there you go. Now it's in your inventory. Okay, to see it in your inventory, click on your name up here at the top and go to your inventory, and then everything you own or have made will be in here. So there's the flower pot we just made. So if we click on it and see this little plus button down here, if you click on that, that adds it to your Game Maker inventory now. So I'm just going to load up Game Maker and then we'll bring it in and I can show you how it looks. Okay, so we're in Game Maker now, guys, and this is the edit bit. So what you want to do, this is where you can add your assets to your land. So click on the little white arrow over here, and then you want to go to owned, which is the top left here. Click off the rest of them, make sure they're not highlighted, otherwise your own stuff won't show up. But this is all your assets. So these are all mine that I've made. Apart from these three, these are ones that I've bought. The rest I've made. So the flower pot that we just made is right here. So you want to click and hold it and drag it into an empty space up here on your inventory. You don't have to do that, but you just, once you click it, it's in your hand. You can see it there on the top screen now. So you want to just close these windows here for a sec, and then we can bring it over and click once or twice or 3 or 4 or 5, 6, how many we want, how many do you want, and there's all your flower pots. How many do you want? You can fill up the whole place. If you wanted to at this stage, you could select some of them and just bury them in the ground a little bit. You could have them float in. You can turn them sideways, do whatever you want. So there you go, there's your flower pots. Now to test them in game, just press the tab button and to come out of the editor, press tab on your keyboard. Just around the corner, there we go, there's our flower pots. Now you can't interact with them or anything. We haven't decided what they are. You can, whether you can pick them up or anything like that. So there you go, you can see them all now laid out nicely. And yeah, it's just an average flower pot size. In here there's a lot more things you can go and discuss in the Game Maker if you don't have it already, but basically you get a plot of land. You can have it as big as, well, very very big, and it's yours to work on and put whatever you want in. Mine, I've changed the whole grass everywhere. I put a few buildings in. I've got a maze over there. I built an aquarium here, and I've got a little village going on over there. And then around here, I'm going to have a garden ornament here, like a big statue thing. And then here is my NFT museum. And I've still got to add some signs and stuff like that, and decorate the outside and stuff like that. There's a lot of work to do in here. But this will be a game at the end of the day. There's going to be a lot of stuff to do in here. And it's going to be like a little RPG that I'm going to make. So these flower pots will appear. Obviously, they won't be scattered all over the place like this, and these bricks and stuff will go. And they will make an appearance in the game, dotted around all over the place. So once it's finished, we get to see it then. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If you did, please like and comment down below. Smash the like button as well, and please subscribe if it's your first time here. I've only got a few subscribers. Anything would help to get this guy's future going in the metaverse. Alright, take care guys. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next video. Take care, goodbye.